everybody! Foley back for some more Final Fantasy XVI. So at this point in the story, we have gone to the Isle of Ash, where Odin is located, or Barnabas, Emperor Barnabas, I think? Or Emperor or King or something like that. Who's the dominant of Odin. We went there to rescue Jill, which we have now done. Clive has now also gained the powers of Shiva, so that is... Clive basically has all of the icon powers except Odin's. So the next story beat will be for us to return to the Isle of Ash and take down the final Mother Crystal, and I imagine that will bring us into conflict with Odin, and maybe we'll defeat him then and there. Up until now, he has been kicking our ass. Odin appears to be the last icon, at least, still standing. Prince Dion, Bahamut, is still around, but he's having his own issues. Jill is still around as Shiva. Hugo Kupka is dead. Titan. Sid is dead. Ramu. Benedicta is dead as Garuda. Joshua's still around as Phoenix, though he's also not doing great. What else has been? Is that it? Should be 8. So Phoenix, Joshua, Adolphus, Ramu, Benedicta, Garuda, Hugo, Titan, Dion, Bahamut, Jill, Shiva, Barnabas, Odin, and Clive, Ifrit. So yeah, that's all. Right, but before we can do any of that, we have a bunch of side quests to do. That is pretty much what the stream is going to be, honestly. There's so many of them, but hopefully we can get into some story stuff. How are we looking? Audio's all good. Alright. We have some story things to do. Contains Stonawort near Rosaria's aqueducts. We have a bunch of shit we need to find for Science Guy. Let's do the Science Guy one because that actually has a plus symbol on it. And get something for doing it. I don't know how you level up. You level up Torgal? I think he just levels up over time. I think the Blood of Fenrir is when he goes into his Engi mode. It's all of those abilities, but you never have, like, you don't have control of it. Okay, his sick attack is actually stronger than his Ravage. Okay. Remember that. Not that it makes a huge difference, but it'd be important to remember these things. Okay. Lost Wing. Lost Plume. Lost Plume. Lost. Fuck it, this is the closest one to us. Probably makes sense. Let it go here. Okay. We're creating something for the Alembic. Not the Alembic. Yeah, the Alembic. It's down in Mid's dungeon / workshop. And one of her workers says they can make something for us. Something that can help us out. That's why it has a plus symbol beside it. That means we'll add something to our... it'll add something to us. I imagine it's probably a larger medicine bag, so we can carry more potions. That'd be my guess. We're just going to ignore all these enemies. Okay. We're close here. Okay, I can't get get to it from there. Oh, I probably should have gone in. We need to pop in here, work our way backwards. We can cross this bridge? Though... Oh no, we can. I was wondering now. Could we cross it from this low down? I think you can actually get up there in the first place. Or does it make a difference? Right, we're also getting closer to Phoenix Heal Thyself. I don't know, might something for Joshua? Joshua is not doing great. The wound in his side is opening up, or it's refusing to close, or something like that. And he hasn't said anything to anybody about it. We're all well aware of it.
You deserve a rest.
We're looking for spherical echoes. Here. My guess is it's over there. Those guys. I'm gonna check if I opened this chest or not. Alright, Torgs, it's just you and me today. Jill is taking a break.
I'll need to deal with these ones first.
I can't see what I'm doing.
It's over.
I also don't really remember how to fucking fight. It's been a while since we played this.
Let's try. Well done.
I don't remember the combos I've built up, to be honest. Damn it. Should be a permafrost. Wonder if they counted. Sometimes stuff that looks like it should be projectiles don't count as projectiles.
Let's try.
can't see.
Now to find
There he
this
goes.
spherical echo.
My Will of the Wisps thing is what actually. No.
This
One.
is it. Right then. Just two more to find.
You think, Torgs? Do a good job. Are we actually close to any other? Not really. If I've had to scroll this far, no. Yeah. This one fast enough though? Martha's Rest has another side quest and then also part of a set. So we're searching for Doris here at Martha's Rest. Doris is one of the captains of the Curse Breakers, which are Clive's kind of not exactly a mercenary group, they're sort of like a
Doris should be somewhere nearby.
independent,
Assuming she's still here.
non-national party, I guess, or non-national military group. Go about helping people deal with the curse. They're good guys, effectively. Well, they're meant to be, at least. Doris is around here somewhere. Adam?
The world seems to be changing so fast lately I can hardly keep up. But what I do know is that there's more bad news than good. You can tell that just by looking at people's faces.
I don't know, you should probably ask them. Maybe people just have retching bitch face. That's much better.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jars couldn't hurt me.
She is.
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
Ew.
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our
Ew,
slaver.
the fuck are you doing?
I trust you're being careful.
Of course.
God,
And it had to be me.
why would I ever be careful?
The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking is an old acquaintance. She's no fool.
What do you-
If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without a trace.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrek. After her brush with
no
those
government
beastmen
in
on the road
Sambrek
to
now.
Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort, which she wants me to join. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop her.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety. Where are they?
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp.
I have no idea.
You go
where
on
that is.
ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hideaway.
Yes, the Baum Arches. I grew up here. I should know where that is. I have no clue where that is. Over there somewhere, apparently. Okay. Wait. Shop guy has something new. Got for me, merchant.
How do?
How do? Reduces Rhyme cooldown. Reduces satellite cooldown.
That all, is it?
Then we have another quest we can just pick up here. Might be quick enough. Like it's from Martha herself. Have you, Martha?
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food.
You need me to do this
I'll
because...
keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself. As of those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters.
Okay.
Small wonder they
Why
ain't
do you
got the
need me to do
foggiest
this?
how to provide for themselves.
Anybody could do
So
the
it's
job.
up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. So
Yeah.
Wade's putting a brave face on it. But I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
So what you really want me to do is check in on them. Seeds are just a convenient cover. Alright.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal greens, don't they taste horrible?
Gizal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
We're eating the chocobos
Anyway,
now.
Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Alright, we gotta briefly turn this game into Stardew Valley. Some farming. Okay, we have 2 quests in this area that are hopefully close enough. And then Eastpool is that. Not gonna show up on the map because you can only have 3 quests active at once. 4 quests, actually, I suppose, if you count the main quest. It's just there. You can use this to get there faster. Okay, so go and do Doris's. Yeah. Gotta escort this slaver. By escort, I mean I'm going to escort her straight to the end of my sword. Gobbo Mugger, huh? Into the water. Oh. Why doesn't the game have that? It should have environmental kills. It'd be funny. Even if I would end up in the water most of the time. Oh, you fuck. He wasn't ready for that shit. Bow marches. Be finding an escort around here. Looks like it.
Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
Used to be in the job, or she used to be a slave, or
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste, lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more, and I'll be docking your pay.
the one who wanted
yes,
to
ma'am.
wait. Sake.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
Oh, look at me. You gonna kill me?
You're welcome
Really?
to try.
protect every 2 seconds. It's getting annoying. Alright, no more protect nonsense. Ow. Now nobody has protect. I'll deal with them. I'll fight him. What? You didn't all die? What happened to him? Oh, it's funny that he just changes pose when he gets hit. Well, explain yourself.
So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be.
Ooh, coward.
I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Sid,
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding renegade? You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to. But casting your lot with this criminal of all people...
You're the fucking
better fighting
slaver.
for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons in service of the highest bidder. She raised me like a daughter, and I did terrible things to earn her favor.
It wasn't all terrible, surely. We had our fun, too. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands.
What? Oh,
My
why does that
other
matter?
children took either to the blade or to the books. Always either or. But you proved yourself a master of both. That's why I kept you for my own. How about it, my little dagger? Care to swear that blade to me again?
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight for a higher cause, to liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, Master. Thank you for making me the weapon I am.
You always were a righteous child.
You have a name.
Perhaps
Just
that's the
slave
reason
trader.
I loved you so.
Wait, we're just letting her go. Just letting her go. Really? Really, Doris?
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore.
Okay, I am.
And she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will see that justice is done.
All right, if you're certain.
I am,
We could just do the justice ourselves
and thank you
right now.
for everything. Now, I better let these bearers know that they're safe.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
teleport me back. Don't teleport me back. Do it. God damn it, Ken! What did I tell you? Many hours later.
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway shortly.
The borders even matter now.
Muleta,
Almost every government
you
is
don't need to worry
following this.
about Doris anymore.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two things in her report. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. Wish I'd known. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sandbreak. Went quietly, or so we're told. And she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't worry. She'll be alright.
I mean, it was pretty easy for
Hope
her.
so.
I did most of the work.
Suppose you should know, eh? You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway,
Keep that to yourself, though.
thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without Doris. And you, of course.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Look at my arsehole. Get back to work. Level up. Hey. Me too. Consider to life, universe, and everything. Well, that quest is done. So Wade's quest has taken its place. I'm gonna check on any
Covered in nicks and
hunts,
lumps. galore.
notorious marks we might have. Avoid talking to Otto, because that's going to progress main story. I think a new hunt was added. Atlas, we're not taking yet because he's level 50. Barog, also level 50. Touch it. Right, this was the one that was added. Is rank S, so they're probably gonna be pretty high. Oh yeah, this is like the super chimera. Caravan of traders traversing the Velcroids in the desert somewhere. Okay. Probably avoid that.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Blazing Beacon. Natalie reports an unexpected surplus in Delamel's stores, and as a means of showing the town's gratitude for past assistance, has expressed her distinct wish that one Lord Underhill partake in their good fortune. Natalie, I think, is the proprietor of that inn that we destroyed, more or less. Oh, we didn't destroy it. We're just sitting there.
Here you
It
are.
got destroyed around us. Okay, sitting on a decent pool
Best
of
of luck
ability
out there,
points.
Sid.
So we discovered in the last stream, or I discovered in the last stream, remember, that when you have mastered an ability, you can use it regardless of what icon you have. I'm gonna look into mastering some things that I like to use. Probably swap. I like Impulse. Hits a lot of enemies at once, or one enemy a lot. And I like... Is it the shield one? Yeah, it's this one. When you walk into an attack, smack the guy. I want to master that. It's already mastered. So I'll probably swap them in because I don't really like... these two, really. Not using. I just never liked any of Rabbit's stuff. I'll have to do something about it for trophies and whatever, but I can do it. Okay, that's one. We'll master this one. That's already mastered. So at this point, it's just pick the ones you like. Pick the cheap ones, yes, to level them up a bit. It was mastered. I just want to make sure the ones I actually use. Wave is mastered. Will of the Wikes mastered. Gouge. Gambit, yeah, I use both of those. We might swap Rook's Gambit out though, now that I have access to Titan's attack. Without having to have Titan themselves. Because I like Shiva's dash. Do the dodge right, you'll get a... You'll freeze the enemy for a bit. I do like Titan's counter as well, but if you fuck up Titan's counter, you get hit. Fuck up Shiva's dash, you just dodge instead of getting the permafrost thing. Okay, there's a recommended abilities. That does. To acquire 4 new abilities. Looks like it's mostly Ramu. They did Ramu. Proved Blind Justice, which is now mastered. Decided to level up Flames of Rebirth. Mastered Rhyme. Okay. Just pop in some stuff. So this Gambit can be taken out. Place it. Tight move. Eva. Summon a colossal ice crystal that deals continuous damage to all enemies that become trapped inside it. Launch multiple shards of ice that upon striking lighter enemies draw. I think that really gets you. Where's him? Alright, now to completely forget what I have said in all those different stuff. Back out. Still have a bunch of side quests to do. With Wade in Eastpool, we can do that. Or we can do... Onwards, let's do this. I think it's just collect some flowers or whatever, and there's probably some enemies in the way. They're gonna make things difficult for us.
Good girl.
I feel like having Ifrit so that I can do Phoenix Shift. Sorry, Phoenix rather, so I can do the Phoenix Shift. It's good to have, because it gets you into enemy range. Whack. Whack. Quick. And then Garuda's Deadly Embrace is necessary to pull enemies down when they're half staggered. Get a couple of attacks in while that's happening. And then it's kind of just a question of who goes in the third slot. I have Shiva there because I like the permafrost dodge thing.
Rute mentioned blood red petals.
But I could have put Titan in instead. They're effectively the same kind of thing. It's just whether you want to risk getting hit or probably a slightly better attack.
Just my luck. I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it.
Alright, that's just it. Can't tell if that actually worked. Actually, it must have worked because I haven't taken any damage. There's a lot of fucking shit going on the screen right now. It's half staggered already. Yeah, that's gonna be a low score because I fucking flubbed some levels there. Big ol' swing. It's too slow getting into Shiva's mid. The real problem now will be if he comes out of it, does he keep going? He does. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. End of that chapter. Weapon stuck around. Decent. Torgs. Calm down. Calm down so I can pet you. No? Calm down. No. Oh, still angry mode. Okay. What petals? No
Here it is.
petals on this plant.
Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive.
Guess that's why Torgal wasn't ready to calm down.
Right.
Reinforcements are on the way.
That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote.
Okay, we can head to East Gold then since we're here. There's a mark on the map. A notorious MRK on the map. That's Atlas. We're not ready for him. Otto, not your Otto, you're Wade.
Ah, Lord Rossfield.
Hit me.
What brings you to Eastpool?
You.
A delivery from Martha.
It's all green seeds. It's all green seeds. While chocobos adore Gysahl greens, their human masters find them significantly less toothsome, turning to them only in times of hardship, most often after their faithful steeds have already been added to the pot. If you'd eat your faithful steed.
These are Gysahl green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in.
Good.
They're coming, so wait. All of
Horrors
them.
are closing in, Sir
Damn
Wade.
it all. I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Yes,
fine.
Sir Wade.
Don't worry about it.
The Horde.
Akashic, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling
Legion,
around
huh?
the northern reaches
That's a lot of
for a while
XP.
now.
Leave it to me.
We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size.
Hey, you do.
I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that
You have
myself
me.
and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely.
Also, you were
If
just standing here
reinforcements from
when
the
I got
rest
here.
arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die fighting for their lives.
So wait,
Is that part of living?
you said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them.
While he's doing that, I'll just go kill them. Yeah? That's good? That's good, Clive? God damn it.
My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
It's... Nobody believes it.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will.
It's going well.
A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for.
How far away is this horde?
Sir
This
Wade
lot managed to get
fights
here
to
even
give
faster.
you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free.
The boomers, you see?
You got one,
they own all the
didn't
property
you?
now, so we
This
can't do
place,
that.
Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you?
Yeah.
Are you going to
Sounds easier.
accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
Why have you given me a pan? Supposed to give me a sword.
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will.
I'm
Free men
I'm
and women
Spartacus.
Fighting together.
Fuck you, Witter guy.
For Eastpool!
For Eastpool!
No, he's all. No, he's not. Different. He's still not. He's still not hype. I have enough swords for all these people. Right? No, we have pots and pans for them, though, I guess.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
And don't put a dent in my frying pan.
Gladly.
Can I fight the horde now?
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
He wasn't, though. I
Thanks to
picked
you.
them myself.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces
We
into
will send
several
you
small
into the
detachments.
into
each
the
made
enemy
up of
horde.
Guardians,
We will
bearers,
kill them
and
all.
guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon
no
engaging
strategic
with the
points in
Akashic,
this village. It is
each
a flat
detachment will keep
village.
the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
Okay.
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs.
Oh yeah, just don't get hit.
We will
This
focus
is like the
purely
fucking
on
Dark Souls
defense
chat.
at first.
Just don't get hit, lol.
By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing.
Then?
With luck, that point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them. And for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, await, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
I already have all the glory,
So wait,
honestly.
they're here.
Have you seen my renown points?
Then you
In
know
4
what you
digits at
must
this
do.
point.
We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on.
I don't have a shield.
For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too, then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
Arthur. What's our bit? My bit? I somehow find it unlikely Martha's fighting alongside.
The calm before the storm.
Lads? More lads?
And here it comes. Not let this village fall. It's over.
I'm stuck. It's a waste of that move. Lads. Use the wrong button. I meant the Phoenix shift.
Over here!
More lads. Nice. Yeah, backflip. Do a backflip, Lanny.
Looks like that's the last of them.
That'd be
Lord
like a
Rossfield!
big one.
Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Oh boy.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, How many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
Fine job of it so far. Now, I think I saw a chest down here somewhere. During the fight. Don't do much about it, and that's not really worth anything. Whatever. Done now. Okay. Make for Rhiannon's ride. No fast travel location there. This is the right way, right? I was wondering because the music changed. An Akashic Curl. Come on, Tarks.
Kill!
The limit of my Phoenix shift. He's waiting over the rise. More goblins. Aren't doing too great. They are like 7 levels beneath us. Alright, we need a big area for the curl. Your boy, a Vander curl.
With me, Torgal.
Ow, ow, ow. Jumping for it. Jump in. Yeah, not like that though. Just a regular jump. That was nice. His elbow in the face.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
This time you can't teleport me back. It's fine. Many people we lose? 0? Awesome.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now.
Okay, maybe you should build that
I
wall
hesitate
then.
to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
What happened to those swords they had?
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you.
You get to
You
keep the
brought
swords?
us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
Probably not.
We never had nothing to call our own before.
We never had nothing.
We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we
Head
have to
empty.
start
No
acting
doubts.
like it. We have to
Only
fight to
vibes.
protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall.
We
all shall.
Hold on.
Together.
I have like
This
a main
is our
quest to
home.
do.
And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
Continuing to
They're not slaves anymore.
stand around doing nothing.
no. They're Rosarians.
There's no
Your
Rosaria.
father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I think he would have wanted to keep his head
I shall remain here, my lord,
attached to his shoulder.
and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
You not call
I
yourself
think
an
you'll find
Eastpoolian?
it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Oh no. On your own
Course.
now.
And I'll be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance.
More quests?
I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right.
Sure.
I will.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together?
The only
Clearing the
mission
goblins
we
from
had
the
together?
Stillwind marshes.
How could I forget?
Pause. That's
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade,
citation needed.
you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I am destroying the whole thing.
I'll do my best.
Alright, back to Martha. First,
After it.
Oryx needs pets. Or treats. Martha's rest. Hopefully she will pay us in something other than Gil, because we have too much no use for us.
The hero returns.
Hit me.
It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
I thought
It's
we
only
agreed that
right that
Eastpool
you get rewarded for it.
saved themselves.
Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular
Me
day.
or the others?
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day. That whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't
What
manage
about our own ambitions?
there's always them who come after us. Good
You
thing
don't
we've got
have
a
a
few
share of the same
half-decent
ambitions.
sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
I'm a video
That
game
sounds like a
character.
wonderful idea.
I don't think I actually eat. Alright. How much was all of that worth? 1,200 gil. And this. The emblem of Martha's Rest, personal fiefdom of the Golden Stable's indomitable landlady. Those with no love. Empire, the settlement stands as an island of safety in a sea of anything. Got a memory. So we still have some other things to do. Could head back to the hideaway. What's our health like? It's fine. Available here, and we have to go anyway. I'm trying to get through all of these side quests so that we can just have a clear path to the end of the game. I know that's probably not going to happen, because I imagine once we've dealt with Odin, a bunch of other side quests will open up.
But done for. Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Could be trouble again.
Check in on the dame. Looks like where this quest bubble is pointing us.
And you're just gonna fall into line?
I don't trust this Duke.
Going on.
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrek. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me.
Oh, is that any
I
different?
have used
really?
every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason, he will not listen to me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrek.
He's powerful because he has the military
whose
backing.
stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety.
The vision.
No.
Fruit.
Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men. If it did not cost him his life.
So I'm gonna
But
go kill
given
the
the
Duke.
mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation. Least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive,
No, I'm not blaming.
would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf?
What do you mean by
For your
appeal?
services to Northreach.
Deal with this
You
thing on
have
my
the
shoulder?
respect
Sure.
of the soldiers, and they will take you to his eminence if you ask them. And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well, will you try? You could hardly fare any worse than I did.
Appeal to the Duke on Isabel's behalf? Yes, but I'm gonna go by my version of my version of appeal.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
Not in
All
Oriflamme.
right. Wish me luck.
I don't think anybody can live in Oriflamme right now. Of nothing.
I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
It's not only control of the garrison he wants. We already have a leader in the Dane.
Well, we've got all these guys set up, so I'm thinking I'm gonna be fighting.
Halt! Oh,
Sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass.
Not a civilian.
But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire
Nobody
owes
paid
you
me.
a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant.
No.
Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place.
Yes, thinks I am.
With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government.
Oh yeah, but you at the
One
top,
whose
huh?
authority is beyond question.
Got them into this mess
That
in
is
the first
why
place.
this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire.
Now, if everybody decides to join,
And yet
how are you
there
going to
are
pay for them?
those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. The citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask
Let's make them
I suppose.
revolt.
Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Sabine to him. Daughter?
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
Alright, let's have a chat.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Hey, you.
Could be trouble again.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him.
Not
much.
much.
None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
Never mind. Get your tar bucket ready. I'm pretty sure that's what's about to happen. Right. Talking bow hand. What do you think?
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, only for some noble to turn up and tell you got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
Right. Citizens' revolt is looking more and more likely.
The garrison salvaged what they could.
Get in this way.
Sell anything today?
Madam?
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
The Dominion's all
Or
but done
chance.
for.
Right. You.
One at a time now.
You. You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
Hit me.
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round.
I have to,
Listen,
though.
I've got nothing but respect for the dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the
don't
Duke
want
can
this?
get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it.
Your wife and children can't actually themselves.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
You.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free.
Okay, so
Once
let's not have an
Sandra is
empire.
back on her
Done.
feet,
Settled.
we'll all reap the benefits.
Looks like we're gonna end up having a fight between the citizens and the soldiers.
We already have a leader in the Dane.
It's not only control of the garrison he wants, it's the whole
Yeah.
of Northridge.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. But I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to.
There's literally nothing
I think
they
the
could have
Duke's
done
got
to
a
stop.
point when he says rebuilding the Empire is the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
You're a dumbass.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Whether he's the captain.
Welcome back. Wraiths give you any trouble?
Philip?
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask
We
you
need
about
to
the
murder
Duke of
the
Oriflamme.
Duke of Oriflamme.
Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe.
No, they brought
I
people into
remember
the
you
Hague
saying
for
that you
things
became
like
a
this.
soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well,
we're gonna go kill the
duty
Duke.
calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
Hope you kill him. I'm already an outlaw. That's fine.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
I'm already a wanted man in pretty much every nation. Skill that I'm gonna add to my reputation. 5. Adam?
Ah, Clive. How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
I'll regale you with everything that's happened.
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sambrek, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
Why?
Because I realize what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together.
Us?
That has always been Northreach's best hope. And one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all. Be my guest.
None of the sex lads, though. Guard lad.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause.
What
I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then.
Well, that's another side quest that I'm sure will prop up after the next story beat. Got more spherical echoes.
Your town needs you. Saw the captain just now.
I would speak with this Duke.
What does the dame have to say about it?
Okay. Find ourselves some more.
Ready, go?
Fallen.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Fallen enemies. I think it's a bit insensitive for Clive to say fly to a chocobo. I mean, they can't fly. Like saying fly, penguin. No, he just means like go fast. This way. Found some fallen. More on the way. In here, I don't see a big. Just gonna aim for these spherical ones surrounded. Who else is casting Protect? It's the wrong button. I'm playing too many of the same game. Ow, ow, ow.
There's a good boy.
Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Some health back. Now why I did Will of the Wisps straight away in that fight? No. Avoided
Two down.
most of that damage.
One to go.
What here? One more. The Corrosive Echoes. That.
Fly, Ambrosia.
It's so mean, Clive. And big ones, but there's a bomb. Self-destruct there.
To me, Flames!
Ready for that shit, were you?
It's over.
That's all of them. Owen can uncross his toes now.
Bet Torgo while I have this shit flying around. That's gone anyway. Okay. Head back to the hideaway. Trade in these two quests. Then we have the. And if anything new comes in, I guess we'll figure it out. Where do we need to go? One who's down in mid dungeon workshop, and Yote I think is hanging out in there's a proper word for it, I can't think of it. Got the shit.
Yote, I brought back all the stone and water I could find. Will this be enough?
Unaward. One of the few varieties of flora capable of resisting high concentrations of ether. Herb is most often found in and around ether floods, where the fauna that would feast on its nutritious roots oft fall prey to their Akashic cousins if they don't turn to themselves. The only reason it gets to survive is because anything that would eat it is dead.
My lord.
Typically.
Thank you. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike, you know. You think only
are
of how
brothers.
you might help others, and never of the danger to yourselves.
No more than you have minding my brother. You've risked a lot for him, and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others. We could not afford to lose you.
I'll keep that in mind.
I keep that in mind, I mean, Scarlet. Okay, then down to Owen. So there's a plus on his quest, we should get something. And I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a bigger potion bag.
How was she? The Enterprise, I mean. Ah, Sid! Wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Soon? It's been like 2 weeks.
Is it good news or bad?
Sparkle Echo. No doubt the Fallen had some other purpose in mind for these contrivances than to stud them in a smelter, and would ridicule us for doing so. Just a man of the present day might laugh at a goblin using a carefully filed cogwheel to enliven his hat.
Good, thankfully. Here.
That's brilliant! Thanks a blimmin' million! I'll fit 'em to the smelter right away!
Don't get how the smelter is going to change it. That was the last thing he did for us. Many hours later.
May I present to you the Telemon Furnace! Ain't bad, is she?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't about to let your good deed go unrewarded.
It's fine, really. My bag's flexible enough already.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements to it yet.
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room? And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon Furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well, stretchy, if you can believe it.
Spring.
Stretchy metal. Well, if you insist.
That is the spirit. You'll love it, I promise.
Bag is now even stretchier. Either that or these. Just giving our bag a piercing.
So, what do you reckon?
It's actually quite ingenious. Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. You earned it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have all kinds of uses for it around the hideaway. Can't think of any right now. That's our job, innit?
Why did you make this
Dreaming up
thing?
New ways to make life easier around here. Maybe even out there, too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will be the first of many. You mark my words.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
Bag enhanced. Expanded potion satchel. Where the same exotic alloy from which the clasp of the satchel was fashioned be used to craft a suit of armor, it should surely be supple enough to accommodate even the greediest knights ever expanding. Inventory maxed. Okay. Now, as many potions as we can. Now carry 8 potions, 5 high potions, and 4 tonic. Need anything more than that, then you are getting your ass kicked. Okay. I don't think there's much left for me to do. Stories. Some letters came in. May have quests attached to them. Maybe we get a little notification prompt to say there's
split the sea.
New correspondence.
The stew's awfully thin.
You get some new stuff. One new thing. Martha's Rest signboard, I imagine. Opposite side of the table probably has Isabel's sign, maybe. Access anything? Thought they might be like a Sir Wade thing. Not. I just have random weapons that I can't use. I can't use any. Right, letters. Courage to fight. Martha. What happened in Eastpool with the Bearers and the Guardians has been a long time coming, and I'm proud that it could finally happen here in Rosaria. Duchy of old may be no more, but Archduke Elwin's dream still burns in the hearts of many, and it is through victories such as these that that fire will spread. It's only the beginning, Clive. A fine beginning it is. Martha. Million first. It's required.
Take that, you naughty thief!
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure?
You have a quest bubble over
I just
your head.
wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats. And
Unless you've
firmly
tied
at
them
the
behind their
helm.
back.
Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them. Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention.
Doing the same
and
thing?
They might have elected to take a similar approach.
Who said they were disorganized?
They formed what one could call a League of Outlaws, and they grow more organized by the day.
But we'll fight them all off just like last time, no matter how many of them there are. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face.
We just
The
won't
longer
face
we
this
avoid
one.
facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills. Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud. By finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause, and ensuring that they never do. Perhaps
More murder, is it?
Lord Underhill
Okay.
might be willing to lend us his aid once more.
Tell me that. Then Lubor your aid.
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you.
I'll go and speak with him.
Good way. When I said earlier Natalie was the inn owner, she's not. Natalie is one of the town
What's the difference between
leaders,
a lord and a mayor?
I guess.
That's easy. One of them swings a sword.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition.
A Victor? Got me.
Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnes by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet again.
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to do?
He asked for my aid
Oh, a
in putting
little
down the bandits.
indiscriminate murder.
And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces.
No, that's fine. Just tell me where the bandits are.
There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
One
There's one
furthest away.
upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
What about the timing? What about the timing, Clive? Get the timing right.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
Let's go. Run like the wind.
That makes more sense. That's less mean. The lads.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
Go Torgs. Bash him up good.
That's him. The one who killed Locke and Fingers.
Hit me.
Take his head off.
Oh, wait a minute. He's got like fire surrounding him. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. He can fucking teleport. Hang on. Let's rethink this. Just launch that guy up into the air. Come on. Maybe we shouldn't be fighting this guy. Just a thought. What do you guys think? Should we still be fighting him?
You're finished.
God damn it. I waited too long. Alright, where is that? There's another healer somewhere. Where's the other healer?
Too slow.
It's like that's.
Farewell.
We'll keep him busy. He's the last one left. Alright.
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you?
Here in front of you.
Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
Not really. They
No,
hit me
but
once, maybe?
That's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you back in Dalimil.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalimil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lubor needs all the friends he can get right now.
They're mad at him for saving children. Okay. Should be a pretty easy argument to win. having an argument about this.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running.
Hey, you little shits.
But we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing.
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly.
Kill anybody who says
Not to
anything
let their
wrong.
prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
Don't they all believe that that
what
was
I can.
bullshit?
Lubor, stay here with the children.
Yes, use the
I can't
children.
promise anything,
Use the
but
children as shields.
We'll try.
And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearer's side, Victor? Are you one too?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside? It's driving away our customers.
He knew all along that he was playing us for fools.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil. And they will thank you not to get involved.
Oh, that went great.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refuse to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should
I don't
report
think
back to
they're-
Lubor.
Yeah, but I think their
Alright.
anger is going to have them drive him out first before it cools.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
For a share in Lubor's ill-gotten gil, perhaps.
I assume the situation is hopeless?
Exactly, but it's not great.
There's still hope. But
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
but Lubor.
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie, that a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me.
Yes.
And now, I know what that is.
Blow up the tower.
I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against.
The Watchman.
For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us.
So when you
We'll
grow
go
up, you
alone.
can change the rules.
Again.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves?
What? Have it.
I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes.
Choice doesn't necessarily
where
have
are
to
my
be
manners?
the one that feels the best.
Here. A reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
Set up your forge in the hideaway.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Or we could take him to that village of smiths. Oh, that's it. I assume we'll be back here again after the next story session. Okay, so that's that one. This one. Go for me, lads.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Oh, but apparently I can assist you with something.
My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
What is an
Fallen ruins, I
archaeologian?
take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here.
It's convenient.
Perchance you are familiar with Kretov.
Perchance.
A small hamlet built around a fallen airship. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings, but if you would consent to do so in my stead,
oh, we could both go.
I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
I'd like to survey team's findings in Cyril's stead. I mean, not both go, but sure.
All right. I'll go and meet with them.
They will be most gratified, I am sure. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village after but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
You're setting
I
up
wish
an
you
ambush,
a
Cyril.
safe journey, my lord. May the Firebird's flames burn ever in your heart.
A village built around an airship. Sounds like another lost wing. I hope the inhabitants are just as friendly.
Oh, okay, that's why you said go through Titans. Can't go the other way.
Good girl.
Okay, head this way. The left when we can. I'm good.
This will be easy.
I'm good. Thanks. This looks like the airship. I'm guessing they didn't fare too well. I forgot which one I had. Hit it. Somebody try to hit me. Fine. How do I get in here? Oh. Much further away than I thought. There's a bigger enemy. Possibly a chest at the back.
No holding back. Too slow.
it run out, get the health back. Okay. Mostly just came in, get the chest. Ring of the Demolitionist. Okay. What is a Ring of the Demolitionist? Not that we're gonna put it on. Increases magic burst. Increases magic burst will damage. What? Huh? Increases magic burst will damage. What the fuck is magic burst will? The Demolitions. I have yet to encounter a problem a well-timed explosion cannot solve. 2nd Legion Imperial Sapper, Guy the Fox. I'm content to leave the extra XP, extra ability points on. Put on. Straight line. Doggos. I think it has a fast travel pylon, whatever they're called. There we go. Let me in. They're all dead.
Oh no. You'll pay for this. There may still be survivors.
Damn it, target the spear. This is a new track. I haven't heard this music before. It's like a much slower version of the Tough Enemy song. I think.
Whatever that thing is,
It's a new
I
place.
say it's their leader.
I forgot which one I had on. That's the one I wanted. Ow, fucker. And you get. I don't think there's any survival.
Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Oh, triplets?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not?
Lord Rosfield?
We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire.
You're gonna have a
now,
serious rethink
to
about
what do we owe
guys.
the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them then, with our humble thanks.
Oh, what did you discover? Ultima's a shithead?
May the
I
Firebird's
knew that
flame
already.
burn ever in your heart, as it does in ours.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another, but for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Towards... Burn to pet.
Fetch!
Or retreat. Is there anything else? Ah, that's... unblocked. I can unblock this, I guess. Shortcut to unlock. Now pass through here if we ever need to. Right.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your colleagues' preliminary findings. Here, take them.
Kratov report. A scroll containing the preliminary findings of the Undying's ill-starred venture to the ruins of Kratov, sealed with the wax imprint of a phoenix feather. Haven't read.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Cyril, your survey party suffered several losses in Kratov. Losses which could have been avoided, had the others not chosen to complete their work, instead of saving their friends. Were these your orders?
No. This was their choice. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty, and should we die in discharging it, so be it.
Yeah,
even when death is
we are
avoidable.
going to have a serious rediscussion about this.
I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful to argue. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations, and your opinion of our methods, however earnest, is not like to change them. We live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for that purpose, and that purpose alone.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer only to Joshua, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives without good reason. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to serve him. Please. For all our sakes.
All our sakes, for your sakes, I'll be fine.
I thank you for your advice, my lord.
Discarded.
If you will permit me to respond, our faith in his grace, Joshua Rossfield, is absolute. And we of the Undying will do what we believe is right to fulfill our duty unto him. As first shield to the Phoenix, I am sure you understand what it means to do one's duty.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
No.
And it is my hope that we may continue to do our duty together.
Cyril, if you keep fucking killing people. Breath of Ice for Ice Age. We don't need Ice Age. Seem to be preferring abilities that are either crowd control or counter. I'm not going for anything that's just raw strength. Any of the big, like, limit break looking things, or regular attacks? Yes. I assume it's one. That's my brother. Teddy?
Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. The negotiations.
Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be
Definitely
signed
remember
very
what
soon.
that is.
But I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers at once.
Oh, that.
You couldn't do me a quick favor, could you?
I don't even know what it is.
What is it this time? More wild beasts?
Nothing like that.
Oh.
I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask Elle how long we have until the bearers arrive.
Right
Find
there,
out
dude.
exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right. I'll go and ask.
Right there.
Thanks, Clive. I owe you one.
Right there, you could have done. You could easily have done. You could literally ask her yourself from here. Just shout.
What's happened?
Don't blame yourself, El. This is their fault, not yours.
I know, but...
No buts about it, all right?
Buts about it.
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican Army have fallen through.
An intermediary for
They've
your
reached an
intermediary?
agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did, and the Army jumped at the chance.
And you had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were so close.
El? What's happened? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
And with good reason.
I'll now tell you what I just told Clive. Fade to black so we don't have to waste time.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising.
Slips.
They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually, and at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone? You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the Capitol gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited far too long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, there will be others. Someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beasts at bay.
Oh, and that's me, is it? Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through. She means to stay with us, then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it, but... is this what she really wants?
You have to trust her.
You're right. It's what she wants now. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell and safe travels, my friend. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. We'll make sure the place is well stocked and defended.
You have men?
You go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off. If she won't consider her prospects, someone has to.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar, then. And better not keep Eloise waiting.
Pretty much a straight line.
What I wouldn't give for a hot meal.
Looks like this is the... When are they gonna let us through?
You don't want to go to Twinside right now, guys. There's not exactly happening. Okay. Go time.
Yeah.
Go go. Me. Coming through. Is there a regular Chimera up there, or is that the Notorious? Really?
Straight home now.
Really, guys? Really? I'm not going after him.
It's over.
I just stayed there and not followed me, none of that would happen. their barge Eloise out of it.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
Going to the city.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves, and then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over. That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
That does sound unusual.
Yes.
No matter then.
How are they doing
If
over
they've
there?
already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to withdraw my interest. And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
He says across the water, he doesn't. Other island, he means. A continent that we don't get to see.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to blame. He was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more, and he did just that. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was dealing with.
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least. But they deserved more. I wanted so badly to see them freed.
No, they might be free.
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them.
I'm not going to fight a
They
dragon.
need help,
On
and
his own.
fast.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just... make sure he's safe.
What, man? Well, people say, I'll gather some men. Like, I couldn't say that. I'll gather some men. Who would I gather?
I'm coming.
Lads I work with? Or something? I don't know. Right, where are we going? Take this path. Take it right. Gotcha. Elbows.
Right.
Not part of the quest anyway. I'm trying to think of the word. Ambient enemies? Guys, don't look like you're having much trouble.
What's the situation?
Okay. Like, didn't recognize the name Cashlock because it's called Abandoned Fishing Village on the map. Okay, there was this spot on the map here. We fought a mark here, maybe? Or I possibly just saw it on the map and went, we probably fight.
Where's Theodore?
There at some point.
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area's flooded with ether.
We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
He's not
Can be
surviving
better than that. Torgal, with me.
Unless he left immediately after entering the ether flood, he's not coming out of that. Now, when you say dragon, I think he means actually a dragon, or like those wyvern type things? Really? Still not dead? Okay, now he's dead. Get him towards.
All yours, Torgal.
Where are you, Theo? Okay, we got some flying jerks. Alright, Malfry out of the way. I think he means actual dragon. We haven't loaded it in yet, so who knows. A lot of enemies in there. Lads.
Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned.
Just threw sludge at me. Alright, which one of you did it? Stop sludging me. So, do you think we're fighting the dragon, or...?
I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does.
Okay, no, they meant actual dragon.
Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy.
What's that? They're in the skid? like that move, huh?
Nice try.
Cannot see. Ow. Shit, wrong way. Again. Too far away for that to be useful. Ah, too slow. Very much pressed the wrong button there, but that's fine. You could do an aerial dodge. I didn't. Dodge that. XP out of that fight. Right. That.
Clive? Theodore.
You gone zombie yet?
You had me worried for... We have to get you out of here. I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not.
Okay, we have to fight
for
now.
Keeping Elle's dream. Theodore!
Yeah, looks like we're fighting them. Yeah. Do you think the game will make the fight, like, super easy? Or is it just a cutscene thing?
Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Oh, stay back!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you! Theodore. Take care of my sister. Theodore, wait. Goodbye, Elle.
Help yourself. Yeah, that'll do it, alright. You can take his sword to her. Back. Back. Fight.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone.
What does that sound like, Clive?
Because I sent him to that place. Against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer, in more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made, and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise.
And he works as a porter?
He said it
Bearing,
himself.
burdening.
He had always been
his
grateful
job.
to you for saving him. And that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together. And you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted.
Away from the edge,
all I
please.
ever did. It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo. Why did you have to...
Clive, pull her away from the edge, please.
I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people, save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be, bringing smiles to people's faces just like we always have, and to Theo's. Wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen. The life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own. To continue helping you however I can.
Never coming back here. That's
whenever
my
you need
choice.
it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then. For Theodore.
Getting another badge thing. Level up. The emblem of the Crimson Caravans, porters of wide renown. They are based in Backlad, where traders from across Valestea flock to browse the Thousand Tables and transport their wares either throughout the Dominion or on down the Crystal Road to the lands beyond. The Cyclone, but we don't use I'm pretty sure that's it then. So let's see if we can find that other notorious mark. Wanted to find him at the end of last stream. I couldn't. XVI. Mark. Don't remember what it's called. Through the list. He's an S rank. Tricelaphic terror, that's what he was. West side of the Velcroy Desert. Just waiting for the actual However, I went in the complete opposite direction. Basically, was the issue last time. Somewhere. All right, we'll give this fight a go. I probably won't manage it. It's an S rank. That means probably a pretty high level enemy. And I would like to deal with him when I have another party member. You know, if I have Jill in the party or Joshua in the party. Cross it. I don't think we're able to. Fine. Just head for that spot there, the tower looking thing. It's a Chimera type enemy. We've only fought one other Chimera. I don't really know their attack pattern that well. At least Atlas is like one of the big fallen types, and I kind of know. No, he's not actually. Atlas is one of the golems, and I don't know the golem combat
straight home now.
Pattern. Is decent. Don't have to worry about that. Over there.
Let's go.
Go there with Ambrosia. Ambrosia will forcibly throw us off. Just gonna. Oh, let's see him. He's right there. See how this goes.
Thanks, girl.
Borgimera. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Does that mean they can turn me to stone?
We're not going to outrun this one. Stay close, Tormod.
Alright, he's kind of focusing mostly on range, so no, I'm not really having to dodge him all that often. It'll change when he starts to lose more health. Like now, for instance. thought I was on Shiva. Escape most of that.
Nice try.
Delta Force has gotten more ridiculous. Maybe it doesn't. Garuda. You like that shit? You're just doing all the moves now, are you? Okay. Calm him down a little bit. I don't know about that crystal thing. Missed a lot of enemies with it so far. Need to look into some other though for Shiva. Alright, I think we got this guy. I think I've had this guy for a while now, actually. On the other hand, if he ever hits me with that, I'm probably fucked. There he goes. Notorious MRK. Orichalcum. There was a time when orichalcum was so abundant that it was used in everything from armor and weapons to coins and cutlery. However, when the twins' only orichalcum mine was finally exhausted, the trading price for the noble metal increased tenfold, causing people to hoard what they had and ultimately making it rarer than even adamantite.
Should have picked on someone your own size.
There are too many enemies his size. Okay, Atlas and Svarog I think are still a bit too much for us. I think they're both level 50s. Orichalcum we can use to make something.
Oh, don't tell me we run out of Papio nuts.
Blacksmith dude. Blackthorn. Remember his name.
To what do I owe the honor? Yeah.
Well, the blighted thing float, did it?
The weight of all that shit.
It had me knock out. I thought it'd sink straight to the bottom. Always the way with Mid's inventions, though, isn't it? Ain't got a clue what the hell you're looking at when she hands you designs, but they always seem to work.
Clever girl, that one.
Might boil on the arse sometimes, but clever all the same.
The sound of ringing still.
It's filled the streets of Devozd since back before anyone can remember. Not a smith worth his salt who didn't apprentice, probably in apostrophe, under one of the village masters. Me and Zoltan worked old Vulcan's foundry till our lungs burned and our skin turned black. We were happy.
So we weren't.
Things change, people change, and we can either change with them or we can stay stuck in the past. Me and my old mate chosen to put our past behind us so that Devozd can have a future. Where young smiths can be proud of work done well and work done right. Just like
who knows?
Someday my apprentice will be someone else's master and work them just as hard as I do him.
So, what'll it be?
Did I need Orichalcum? I need 3 Orichalcums for this. 2 dark steels. Primitive battle horn. Stuff like that. Then there were some accessories. Boros needs stone tongue. I'm getting that. Son of Ouroboros also needs Orichalcum. Stained loin.
That it? Fine.
Why a stained loincloth is fucking purple rarity, but okay, whatever. Got Chocobo with red carrot. What was it called? Crimson Caravan. I have loads left. Oh, I'm guessing like once Odin is done, there must be just a shit ton of side content that opens before the end of the game. Eloise. Lost there will be found. Lost there will... I don't know. It's hard to believe Theo was gone. Every morning I wake, I expect him to be there in the stables, watering the birds or readying the packs. Yet he is not. There's everything I can do not to fall to my knees and weep. Still, I know I have to move on, but that doesn't mean I have to forget. My brother and I built all we have here together. So long as I still have the caravans, he will ever be with me. I shall honor him in death by carrying on what he strove for in life. That is what I choose. Mid. Elamon Maid, thanks again for helping get the dungeon in order. Had you not rode gallantly to our rescue, I reckon poor Owain, them lot would still be stuck stilling Blightwater over a bonner. Right, There's always room for improvement, though, so don't get your knickers in a knot should I come a knocking at your chamber door looking for more spheres and ash and whatnot. We do, well, here, talk the tomes, I guess. Wonder, do we actually get anything for just maxing out tomes? It's even possible. Or, actually, I don't think we can do anything else because we haven't done anything additional. Really?
I was wondering when next you'd visit.
Good judge.
If I may observe.
Brother is possessed of a rare gift, and I do not mean the flames of the phoenix. Words, Clive. Findings on Ultima and the Circle of Malleus are worthy of the great Moss himself. Should he choose to devote himself to this past, I hazard he could one day become quite the historian. Not before you and he finish your own story.
History can wait.
Well, what? That is what it does.
I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. You wish to study the tomes?
Circle of Malleus. An ancient religion once prominent across the entirety of Valistea, its key ideologies were rooted in the sacred nature of the Mother Crystals and the worship of Ultima as a god. Though long since faded, scholars believe the faith eventually branched off into what is now widely known as the Crystalline. Genesis, a spell cast by Ultima that cast a roiling pall over all Valistea. The unbalance in the ether that resulted not only sapped the potency of crystals and magic in these lands that remain livable, but filled the rest with floods, turning men and beast into mindless, merciless Akashic, all to sap the wills of mankind and make all of humanity into its soulless servant. They just changed the spacing. Anyway. Veld. Formerly the most powerful kingdom in Ash, Bill Barnabas Tarm led his armies in rebellion against its rule and established his own kingdom of Waloed. Still smoking. Okay, so we're like most of the way through. Persons of interest has very little. If the land, I think, is just story progress. Updates as you play through the story, mysteries of the realm, also story stuff, and maybe some side. Then bestiary is almost entirely enemy encountered. Shin effort. Ruda, Typhon. Clear about what Typhon's deal is. Another icon. Seemingly drawn to destruction of the heart of Drake's head, Ultima emerged from a tear in reality wearing the skin of Typhon, withered and wizened Colossus, and drew Clive into a space between worlds, wherein the ethereal entity might test his words. What the hell, Typhon? And that. All the enemies. More like the types of enemies rather than specific. Fought like quite a few dragons.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Anyway.
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise next.
Probably call it there then for today, because I don't want to get started on the story now, because I want to kind of do it all in one go. And the story beats in this game tend to be like 3-hour affairs, so yeah, quality. They said most of the stream was going to be pretty much entirely side quests. Turned out it was entirely side quests. Anyway. We'll leave it there for today. Thanks for joining me. for another entry in Foley Plays Final Fantasy 16. Anybody hanging out in the chat or hanging out lurking? Appreciated. Keeping me company. I honestly don't know how much longer is left in Final Fantasy 16 because I felt like we're near the end a couple of times now. We probably still have to deal with Odin. We'll obviously have to deal with Ultima, which is probably the end of the game. And then it feels like there's just a ton of side quests that are going to open up after Odin. The game's going to want to give you some amount of time with Odin powers, right? And to give you enough time to level them up and what have you. So I feel like there's going to be a decent chunk of side content, optional content, whatever you want to call it, after Odin. I say after Odin, like I'm not entirely sure that the fight with Odin is next. It seems likely because we're going after the last Mother Crystal. That Mother Crystal is literally in his back garden. You know, stands to reason that we'll probably have to fight him. Plus, he wants to fight us anyway. We have that going. Tomorrow at around 12 p.m. We'll be doing the weekly news recap, as I tend to do on Sundays. Just recapping the news, industry news from this week. There were a lot of layoffs this week. Not good news. In fact, it's almost entirely bad news this week. The one saving grace is that there was one other layoff, which is Jim Ryan is resigning from Sony, or from PlayStation specifically. So it's the one shining light in what was a very bad week for the video game industry. Anyway, we'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow at 12. I might do a Monster Hunter stream as well tomorrow. I am currently playing through Forspoken off stream. And I'm doing a platinum grind for it. And as typically comes with platinum grinds, I am very much starting to hate the game now. It's just what happens when the platinum is a chore to get. I end up despising the game. What happened with Ghostwire Tokyo? Looking back on Ghostwire Tokyo now, it's fine. It's just the grind to get the platinum was a pain in the hole. I'd never do it again. Anyway, but I need something else to take my time. So I want to go back to Monster Hunter. So we're going to do a bit further on the story a little bit, and then I will have a bit of leeway to play around in that game a bit more before more story stuff happens. So yeah, we might do that tomorrow, or I might leave it until next week at some point. As part of the weekly news recap, I usually do a channel update, which is typically the schedule for next week. So we'll have an idea of what we're going to be doing next week. I will be on holidays pretty soon. I think I've got about 2 weeks. Then I'll be on holidays for 2 weeks. So I would like to finish the games we currently have in progress. So Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 2, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I'd like to get all of those done, so that when I come back, we can start new on just all new games. Monster Hunter, there's no way in hell we're finishing that in 2 weeks, so that's just going to be a long, drawn-out affair, and that's fine. That's kind of what I wanted. I wanted something that I can just dip in and out of. Anyway, I'm going to head off for now. Hopefully see you guys tomorrow for the weekly news recap, or see you later on in the week for more Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 2, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, or whatever random game catches my interest. Right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.